Ever noticed how Hollywood seems to have a penchant for casting Russians as villains? Yes, the accent, the cold demeanor, and the often ruthless character traits seem to be a common denominator in many a Hollywood blockbuster. And this isn't just a recent fad. Hollywood's fascination with Russian villains stretches back several decades, deeply rooted in the industry's history. From the icy spies of the Cold War era to the tough-as-nails mobsters of modern crime thrillers, Russian characters have often found themselves cast in the shadows of villainy. It's a trend that's as enduring as it is pervasive. But what is it that makes a Russian antagonist so appealing to Hollywood storytellers? Is it simply a matter of stereotype? Or is there something more at play? The answer, as you might suspect, is a mix of historical, political, and cultural elements that have shaped Hollywood's storytelling over the years. But why does Hollywood so often turn to Russia when looking for a villain? Let's dig a bit deeper. The roots of this trend can be traced back to the Cold War era. This was a time when the world was divided into two ideological camps, with the United States and the Soviet Union at the forefront. Hollywood, as the global beacon of the entertainment industry, was not immune to the tensions of the day. In fact, the Cold War era served as a fertile ground for the birth of the Russian villain trope. The conflict between these two superpowers, coupled with the propaganda and fear-mongering tactics used, seeped into the world of storytelling. The Soviets were often painted as the bad guys, a trend that Hollywood readily adopted. This portrayal was not just about creating compelling narratives, it was a reflection of the socio-political climate of the time. And while the Cold War may have thawed, its chill continues to permeate Hollywood's depiction of Russians. Even though the Cold War has ended, its impact on Hollywood's portrayal of Russians is still evident. The repercussions of this trend are far-reaching and significant. You see, when Hollywood consistently portrays Russians as villains, it paints a single, monochrome image of an entire nation and its people. It's like looking at a vast, diverse landscape through a pinhole. Over time, this repeated narrative shapes our subconscious views, leading to a skewed perception. Moreover, these portrayals contribute to stereotyping and prejudice. They foster an us versus them mentality, where they are always the bad guys. This is a dangerous game to play, as it breeds misunderstanding and mistrust. But it's not all negative. This trend also sparks conversations about representation in media and the need for diverse, nuanced characters. It challenges filmmakers to break away from stereotypical molds and create more balanced narratives. So the next time you see a Russian villain on the big screen, remember, it's not just a character. It's a reflection of decades-old political tensions and Hollywood's storytelling traditions.